Hi, I'm a few minutes late, sorry about that. So my name is Denise McCabe and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator on the Central Coast of New South Wales, and this is my card and a cuppa for Friday. Got my cuppa. So I'm just going to find you over on my laptop and see if I can do this. Now that's not the way I want it because I can't see comments. So bear with me a moment while I get this working. No, I can't see comments that way. I don't like it when it does that. Sorry guys, just that's the way I like it. Sorry. There we go. Okay, so if you jump on, say hi, and I hope you've got your cuppa. And we're going to make a couple of cards. Now, I did a little bit of prep before this afternoon because I wanted to be all prepared because I knew I might have been running a little bit late. And I've just looked on the retiring list, and some of the paper that I'm using today has already sold out. So I'm still going to go with it. And if you've got that paper, that's great. Okay, so I'm going to make two cards today, and they're fairly simple cards because I'm trying to keep the focus on how you can make cards and you don't have to have all sorts of stuff. So I shall put my phone up into the holder, and I will try very hard not to drop my phone. I'll move my stand forward, and I shall continue with this live. So I've turned you around, so that's always a bonus. The clamp on my stand is really strong and it's so hard to get the phone in sometimes. So let me just, there we go. I think that's pretty good. And I think it's pretty straight. I think that might be going the wrong way. Oh no, that's, there we go. Don't mess with it if it's working. That's the goal of the exercise. I'll just make sure that's not going to drop down a bit. And now I've got it crooked. Okay, I'll move it back a little bit. Sorry guys, this is why I want to perfect my OBS because then I don't have all these adjustments. That'll do. Okay, so today I'm going to play with, I've got a few things already pre-cut. Now this is the framed florets, the fitting florets designer series paper that I'm using because that's only for a limited time or while supplies last. Now I just looked at the inventory status report and that's still available. And I'm also going to play with the framed and festive stamp set because that is also while supplies last and only for a limited time. So that's the other one I'm going to play with for this card. And I'm going to use a punch. So we'll get started on that one. So these products are just while stocks last. So I have my A5 card base, and that's in the thick basic white sorry, cardstock. And I'll just get that nice and neat. And then I have a matting piece of 10 centimeters by 14.4 and a piece of the, what's the paper called? Fitting Florets. Yes, designer series paper. And this piece is particularly festive on one side, and I think I like it this way. Although it doesn't really matter. They're both, yeah, it doesn't matter. So that's that. And I've cut out a whole lot of vellum circles because I want to do a vellum circle on this. And I'm just not sure what size. So let's get some white cardstock. and we will punch out a sentiment. So I'm using the decorative circle punch. This is a really lovely punch and real red ink. And I've just re-inked my real red, so let's hope that I haven't over-inked it. Okay, so I'm just trying to see which stamp set will sit. I think we'll do 'Tis the Season. I'm pretty sure that image will fit into my 'Tis the Season. That's it. Will fit into the circle. Yes, it will. So that's good. So we'll go with that one. I don't know if I've mounted that one straight. So I will get my scrap of paper, my messy scrap, just to double check. Yeah, it looks like I've mounted that one pretty straight. Good. Okay, so I've got to make sure that I put it up and away from the edges a little bit so that I can get my punch in around it. So sometimes just a simple card with a lovely big sentiment on the front works so well. Okay, so I'm going to get this in here, and because I've put it up too high, haven't I? So I will stamp it again and down a little bit lower. And maybe this way round. So down a little bit lower. There we go. So I hope everyone's having a nice Friday afternoon. I've had a nice day so far today. I went to Pilates this morning. I had to do a makeup Pilates class. And then I met up with my friend and upline for a coffee, and that was really nice. So we're brainstorming a little bit on how I can do things a little bit differently in the new year. So I enjoyed that very much. Okay, so I've gone and now you could get your blender pen and colour these berries in red if you wanted to. That would be something nice. I want to have a vellum circle that's a little bit bigger. There we go, so we can see the paper through it. So I'm not going to colour the berries in this time, but I will get my blending brush and get my red ink open again and I don't want too much. Now you could do this with a dauber, but I'm just going to use my blending brush just to flick around the edges to give it a bit of colour. So this paper is still available, as I said, according to the inventory list. So that's a good thing. So I've got some spare vellum circles now, so that'll be good for other projects. So yeah, I had coffee with my upline and friend. It's nice when your upline's your friend too. And we were brainstorming and working out things that I can do, or we both could do. We were both coming up with some good ideas, so that was really good. So I'm looking forward to and I'm excited about next year and the prospects that I can have. So I just attached my designer series paper to my card mat piece, and now I'm just attaching this to my card base. So super simple. Your designer series paper is doing all the work, and just a couple of, or a punch and a die cut circle. But if you've got the big circle punches that have retired, that's even better. Because you don't have to have a die cut machine. So actually I might put that flat and pop the vellum circle. So this is a piece of cardstock that I'm using because cardstock always has two sides. So I had stamped on it, but I didn't use that. End up using that stamp, those stamped images on the back. So I've used it for this. Hi Lynn, it's all right. You can join late. I was a little bit late jumping on myself. So I've just attached that decorative circle punched out sentiment to my vellum circle, and I'm going to attach it with glue dots. No, dimensionals, honestly. And pop that there. And I shall get some bling. Oh, the bling tin is over here ready for my class. Come on. There we go. How are you today, Lynn? You good? I'm going to have some of my cuppa. It is effective. The vellum circle behind it sort of gives you, you know, a muted look of the designer series paper, which I really like that look. Now, I think I'll do the red ones. So these are the festive pearls, and they are carrying over, so that's good. Will I do red or will I do gold? Or will I do silver? Let's do silver, because otherwise I'm going to have all the silver ones left and none of the other colours. But you could get your real red blender pen and colour the berries. I have opted not to do that because I'm making 2 cards today. So might keep these down because I'm using grocery shopping. That's a horrible chore. Well, that's what I think. So that's my first card. How simple and easy is that? With a punch, and if you've got the old big circle punches, you could use that for the vellum. Bit of designer series paper, and you've got a lovely looking Christmas card to send to people. So that's card number 1. Now, this paper, the Lights Aglow paper, I just checked the inventory report, and that's sold out. So that's a bit of a shame because I'm using that paper for this card. But anyway, these things happen. That's why you've got to jump on real quick and get the bargains when you can. So this one I'm using the framed Florets dies and the Lights Aglow paper. And I might just clean, oh no, I've cleaned that off, haven't I? Yes. So that's okay. I'll pop that back in here. And so I've got this card. I've got an A5 card base in thick Very Vanilla. So if I'm using white or vanilla as my card base, I do use the thick cardstock because it's just a bit firmer. And once again, I've got a matching piece of crumb cake, and it's 10 centimeters by 14.4. And I've got this beautiful Lights Aglow paper that you've missed out on now because it's sold out, and that's 9.5 by 13.9. So what did you order yesterday, Lynn? This paper, the Lights Aglow paper, and you ordered a hybrid embossing folder. I was having a look at the in the catalogue to see which ones are the hybrid ones. I know there's that Rings of Love one, but I haven't looked in the annual catalogue to see which other ones there were. Because you sort of piqued my interest. Okay. Oh, well, I'm glad you got the paper. That's good. It's beautiful paper. I think I bought about 4 packs because it was 6 by 6, and I didn't think that through very cleverly for a class. So It's 6x6 isn't as economical for classes, I've discovered. So, but I'm going to use a lot of them and make a whole lot of the Christmas crackers with it, with that die, because the 6x6 paper is perfect for that cracker die. So which hybrid embossing folder did you get? Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut out some of the framed florets ahead of time because I wanted to, because we were doing Christmas folder. Oh, good one. 60% off. You can't beat that. Especially if you've got your demonstrator discount as well at the bargain. Okay, so I'm just popping out these little chads that didn't pop out when I quickly ran it through my die cutting machine. So the framed florets dies are carrying over along with the framed floret stamp set. They're going to be in the next mini catalogue, but the framed and festive stamp set and the designer series paper and the gold, oh, that's what I could have used on that one, the gold swirls. Not to worry, I'll use them on this one. Okay, so I've cut, so when you die cut this frame, you get this outside border and you get one on the inside, cuts out. There we go. Okay, so you get that. Oh, that looks nice. I was going to do it differently. I was going to do the vanilla one in the side. I'm thinking that looks quite nice, doesn't it? So when you cut this one out, you get the outer layer and this inner layer. It cuts out that oval. So if you want to do a different inside of the oval, you have to cut it out again. So there you get the vanilla of the frame as well. When you use the other oval frame in the framed florets, this one, oh, come out. I think I need to put these into a stamp case. I've been thinking about that. You get the vanilla with the like little etched edge and the inside cuts out. So that's why I've got a bag of all sorts of different frames and insides because it's just sort of working that way. I'm thinking I'm liking this rather than all the vanilla. So let's put this back in here. I'll have to have a look at the Christmas one. I didn't see, I don't know if I've noticed that one. Do that later. Ah, got my die. I'll bring my swirls in. So, and then I've already got these flourishes die cut as well. I don't know whether that's too much gold happening. Let me look. I use my bigger vanilla oval and I could gold emboss the sentiment. That might be nice. Yes, I think that might be nice. I think I like that better. Okay, so let's put that aside. So we've got ovals aplenty to play with at a later date. I shall get this and I shall work out which one I want. I think I like May the Season Be Filled with Peace and Joy. And I've got a feeling I haven't mounted that very straight. There's one I haven't mounted very straight. And I've got a feeling this one could be it. So, having said that, I'm going to put it on my block, looking like it's crooked, but if I go down, let's hope that works. Okay, I'll need that. I need my gold embossing powder. Merriest Moments. Oh, I know which one. Yes, 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 I know which one. I never got that one. So that'll be nice. That will be nice. Is that the way I want it to be? I don't want it this side. So I'm just doing this with my embossing buddy. And I shall get my Versamark out. And the disadvantage of the Versamark is I can't tell if I've stamped it straight. So I'm just going to work it out. And just pray and hope for the best. I look straight, I think. So I'll just hold it with this heat embossing thing. Kit is carrying over, so that's a bonus as well. That's pretty straight. I'm amazed. I'm happy. I'm happy, but I'm amazed. So I'll just put that over there for the moment, and I'll grab my heat gun. Now, it'll be a bit noisy while it embosses. Okay, so that's that. Now bring my card back in. I love embossing. It's one of the first things I saw when I saw stamping, and it still has a wow factor for me. I'm just going to have a sip of my coffee. Okay. So I'm going to get my little sponge so I can put some glue on the back of this. And it's a little bit tricky with the foil, but I'll try and just be really, really careful and not get it everywhere. I probably needed more glue than that. I did. I do my grocery shopping online with Coles, but I still go and get the fruit and the vegetables and the meat. I like to buy that in person. So I'm just placing that on my card, trying to get it centered, because I hate grocery shopping so much. Okay, so that's my little I'll put that somewhere else. I'll put that over there. That's my little frame, my gold frame. And then I've got my, and I'm just thinking, should I put that in or should I put it on dimensionals? I think I should, let me see, I'm going to use these. Hi, Joan. Thanks for joining. So I was just saying, Joan, that the Lights Aglow Designer Series paper has sold out, and I didn't check. I checked it yesterday, but I didn't check it this morning, so maybe I should have. Not to worry. Maybe like this. I think that looks, maybe I won't put it on dimensionals. I'll put it down flat, because then my sprays will be a bit harder to attach if I use dimensionals. So that's that, and I'll get my glue dots. You're retired. Lots of people would say that when they're retired, they're busier than they've ever been in their life. I still don't think I'd I do my grocery shopping in person. I hate it so much. I think it comes from when the kids were younger and you just, you know, trolleys were so full and yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this one here. And then I'll get my other spray. So, as I said, the framed and festive stamp set is only while supplies last, and it is for a limited time. And I really love a big sentiment for Christmas because you can make really lovely Christmas cards just using the sentiment as the feature. So there we go. Now I'm wondering if we use the gold swirls, would that be too much gold? Oh, good, you volunteer. I want to do that when I retire. I want to volunteer up the road at the Vinnie's shop. So I look forward to doing that. Now I wonder if that's going to be too much gold. But I don't think any other colour is going to work. So I think I need to do the gold. I really do think the gold has to happen. I'm just getting that glue dot to hide a bit more. And these are gorgeous, these little swirls. So these are all still available. So that's a good thing. I'll put one up here. And maybe one up here. So that is that. And these are the two cards. So the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper still seems to be available. So that's good. The Brightest Glow or the Lights Aglow Designer Series paper has sold out. So that's gone. But the Fitting Florets Designer Series paper and the Framed and Festive are still available. And the dies and the other stamp set, the Frame Florets stamp set, they will carry over into the next mini catalogue. So I'm just showing you some things that are still available. Well, this isn't, but for a limited time. So I hope you enjoyed those two cards, how simple they are. I mean, this one do you need the die cutting machine. This one you do for the circle, but if you've got a big circle punch, you can do the vellum circle without the die cutting machine. So really simple cards that aren't that hard and anyone can do them. And you don't have to do a lot of colouring or anything. It's just nice and simple with a lovely big sentiment. Really like my gold one. So I hope you enjoyed that, ladies. And I will be back. What day is it today? Friday. I'll be back on Monday on my YouTube channel with my Make It Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone, and thanks for joining me. Bye for now.